Hey guys, welcome back. I've seen a lot of progress in the gym lately, and I've changed up some major things just to my routine, what I eat, and overall my mindset as well. So I wanted to share all of those things because in the last 6 months, I've seen an insane amount of growth. I feel like I've always had a pretty solid physique, but just recently and as of late, I am extremely proud of just the work that I put in and the results that I have gotten. So I figured making a video just talking about all of those little things that I've done and really simplifying them. Like, nothing is extremely mind-blowing. It's really just being a bit diligent and knowing the certain things to cut out and also add. From there, I really was able to drop about 10 pounds in the matter of 6 months roughly. I'm really proud of my results, and hopefully you find these helpful to you as well. So with that said, let's get into it. So the biggest things that I implemented from there were cutting out sugar. And really, you should probably only have sugar like once a week in terms of having like a big sweet, or let's say a dessert or a snack. Have it be on your cheat day as well and indulge then, because it's not like you need to cut out anything and everything. But I am weird in the way of like my vice, and something that I really enjoy is soda. And I was finding that I was eating out at doing fast food a little bit, and I really crave soda when I have fast food. And even for me, if it's only 2 or 3 times a week, that's enough for me to notice a difference in my body overall. So now if I get it once a week and like that's my treat like all together for the week, then that's totally okay. But just even limiting it back and cutting it down to a third of what it was before, then that's a really great way to improve your overall physique, is just cutting out sugar, eliminating it. Your skin's gonna look better, you're gonna look better and feel better overall too. So that's something I would do first. Now, this was really difficult for me to implement, and especially given my friend group, but that was to cut out alcohol essentially altogether. So that was something really tough. Now, what I did is tried going a month being completely sober, and honestly, it surprised me. The results were amazing. I think the biggest thing that I noticed was really just how I felt mentally. I was so much more motivated, and it's really tough, especially when you go to the gym and go and drink heavily later that night. It feels like it cancels that out and might even do more harm than it does good. Like, I feel like you're making up for it a couple workouts afterwards, and it actually takes your body a few days to fully recuperate and get that alcohol out of your system. So I know that's gonna be really tough for some people, and you don't have to go to the extreme, right? It's all about balance, and that's what life is about. But I just went cold turkey for at least a month to see how I felt, and I just noticed it was like so much easier to wake up in the morning and go get my workouts in on the weekend. And now when I go out to drink with friends, it's fine. Like, I'm obviously gonna indulge every now and then. You don't have to be, super straight laced or just cut cold turkey. But now when I go out, I honestly don't want to get super drunk just because I don't want to miss my workout in the morning. So what I like to do is just, stick to 2 or 3 drinks, whatever, really milk them and make them last. Another way I was able to get shredded and cut some more weight was cutting out carbs and implementing more protein in place, or substituting that with more veggies. So now what I really like to do is just essentially have a plate that's half veggies and half protein, and just go that route. I will still have carbs in the form of rice or potatoes, but I definitely cut back a lot. I like to add rice, but now instead of the portion I would do before, I just do about half that, and you still get all of like the fun and the taste of it in your meal as well. So I've just rolled back that a lot and try to add maybe a bit more greens in there, or just go crazy on the protein altogether and really increase the amount of protein that you're having per meal. Some other things that I've implemented with my diet are just like simple, easy protein hacks. So now I've tried to do, instead of 1 protein shake a day, I'll go from like 1.5 to maybe 2 protein shakes. And when I mean 1.5, is just add like an extra half scoop of protein into your morning protein shake. That's what I like to do. And then with breakfast, another thing I've done is I'll always have either bacon or sausage and 3 eggs. And then within the eggs, I'll scramble them and put like a huge scoop of cottage cheese. And that's just a nice little protein hack there. And then another cheat you could do in terms of kicking that sweet tooth would be to buy some berries. So blackberries, raspberries, blueberries, those are all good, strawberries as well. And then what I like to do is put it in a bowl with some non-fat Greek yogurt, and then drizzle a little bit of honey on top of it and put in some protein powder in there as well, just for a little bit of added kick of protein. That's so delicious. It literally tastes like ice cream or a really good treat, but it's actually not all that bad for you, and you're getting a lot of protein in return. So those are some little cheats that I've done that you can implement pretty much daily as well. And it still feels like a reward because I think they both taste great. Now, I personally think changing your habits and diet is probably one of the most difficult things. So give yourself some grace. It's gonna take time, but honestly, the further you go and the longer you try it out, honestly, it takes about 28 days to get a full routine in place and just have it be like habit and memory at that point. So once you reach that threshold, then it's not gonna feel as much like work. So just try your best at it. You don't have to do it 100% like I'm saying, but those are just some tips. And even if you implemented maybe half of these, I think you will see results from that within your diet. All right, some other things that I did to really increase my overall physique and shed some of that blubber, I guess you could say. I doubled my cardio, and I wasn't doing like an insane amount before. Typically before every workout, I'll hit the Stairmaster for about 5 minutes just to get the blood flowing, get a little bit of a sweat, and I thought that was enough. But just as the months went by, I realized I was gaining a little bit of weight. I was definitely big, which was nice, but I wanted to cut down. I doubled my cardio, so now what I do is minimum every day before the gym or before my workout, I'll do 10 plus minutes on the Stairmaster. I'm a huge fan of the Stairmaster. I think it kicks your butt, and it's a great way to like consistently work out your legs and have those looking good too. So at least 10 minutes there on level 8 or 9. Try your best not to use your hands for at least half of that. And then from there, another thing I worked in was just a cardio day altogether. And this can come in a couple of different forms, whether you want to go play sports and do soccer or frisbee or tennis, whatever it is where you can run around a lot. Then those are great things where it doesn't feel like work, but you're gonna be obviously burning calories and doing cardio. And then for the days that I am in the gym, now I'll do 20 to 25, 30 minutes on the Stairmaster. It's absolutely brutal. And then after that, I'll go and do some abs for a little bit and stretch out a while, because those are the days where I find myself, I'm just like so sore. Let's say I've hit chest and then back and shoulders back to back to back days, and legs all within that. And it feels like every single body part is sore. So I'm like, you know what, I'll just go do cardio, burn some calories, get that sweat in, stretch, do abs, and that's a way where you can stay consistent and keep going to the gym without having to skip a day. And that's not to say rest days aren't important. I try my best just to go every day, even if it's going and doing the Stairmaster for 20 minutes or whatever, at least you're getting some work in. So, you know, listen to your body. Everyone's gonna be a little bit different. And I feel like lately I've just jumped this like mental hurdle where I honestly, I don't wanna say I don't feel like I need a rest day, but before I would only work out maybe 4 days a week, and now I'm at 6, maybe 7 pretty consistently. So it really just depends. You'll get there. Obviously, you're not gonna start day 1 and do it, but it's the same thing as a cheat day. Like, you have to give yourself some grace, and getting a rest day can be really beneficial for your body and just overall mental health too. All right, another big shakeup I made to my routine was waking up consistently at about 5:30 a.m. every single morning. And I've never been much of a morning person my entire life, but now I truly am. It's actually my favorite part of the day, and it's just great being able to wake up, get your workout in, get it done, and then have the rest of your day, especially if you're a 9-to-5 worker where you have to go into the office, or even if you're working from home. At the end of the day, when 5-ish hits, you're probably pretty tired. It's gonna be hard to motivate yourself to go to the gym, and more times than not, the gym you go to is a lot busier at that time as well. So first thing in the day, get it done, and then you have a sense of accomplishment as well. And then also, you don't really have any excuses left, because at the end of the day, all you have to do is just go home, eat dinner, relax, whatever, rather than trying to get yourself motivated to go work out. So that's one thing that I would really implement. I am a huge advocate for going to the gym in the morning. It can be tough to get right over time, and honestly, like that first month or two, you're probably gonna feel a little bit weaker and just a little bit out of it, but I personally think it's unbeatable and what I would really recommend. And on that topic, I think adding in pre-workout is really important. I will link to the one I use below. It's Legion Athletics. They're third-party tested, and they don't have any bad dyes in them like Red 40 or Yellow 5 or anything like that. They use beet juice and stuff instead. So it's like the healthiest of those options, and for me, it's personally a must, getting that caffeine boost in the morning. So go ahead and check that out if you would like. All right, I teased it earlier in the video, but I was saying how staying motivated in the gym can be tough, and I'll talk about that more later. So here we are. Big thing for me, and something that's been motivating me the last 6 months, and really why I think I've made this huge change, is I've been working towards a huge trip, and we're going to Italy next month now, which is going to be here in June. And so it's just been so exciting. Like, I just want to look the best I can. We're going to be in Positano on the beach, and it's funny, like a little thing like that can really motivate you further. But I also just looked in the mirror and I was like, you know, my physique has been better than that in prior years. So I really wanted to crank down and just really improve upon that. And I think the transformation has been great in terms of, obviously, like, yes, the looks are nice, but mentally I just feel so sharp. I feel so on top of it, and it's been really nice. And now that, like, once I feel like I'm in this groove, it's just been a lot easier to stay on top of things, and it doesn't feel so forced or like a routine or disciplined. It's just kind of natural, and you're really just living your life at that point. So I would really set dates or things to work towards rather than like a goal of losing 5 pounds, let's say, I would work towards maybe you have a trip to, Florida or California in a few months where you're gonna be on the beach, like work towards that date. And I just think that's a really good way to go about it. That's some way to stay motivated rather than trying to hit a number. I think that can be really tough and discouraging for a lot of people. And as long as you feel like you're doing your best and you're working towards like a fun date coming up with friends or family or whatever it is, then I personally think that's the best way to go and something that has worked time and time again for me. All right, and here's a funny tip that has just worked extremely well for me, but it's to just buy things that motivate you in the gym. So I really like to buy nice gym outfits from Lululemon. That's kind of like my vice and something I like to do. It's not super sustainable. Maybe I'll get an article of clothing every 2 months or so because it is so expensive. But I just bought some shorts recently from Lulu and it's been so motivating to be able to just wear them and like have a bit of more confidence in the gym, I guess, and be like, ooh, I actually am gonna go to the gym today because I can wear this new piece of clothing I got, whatever it is. Another thing I would do is wear an Apple Watch and track your beats per minute. That's really important, something that has worked for me too. Once I see my beats per minute get below 120 in total, I know that I'm lacking pace and lacking like a sense of urgency within my workout. At the end of my workouts, I always like to have it around 140 beats per minute as my average. So that's something I would work towards as well, especially if you're a male. But that's a good way to keep intensity in the gym because it's one thing to go to the gym, but you wanna make sure that you're getting the most out of your 30 or 60 minutes that you're there, whatever it is. Another nice thing about the Apple Watch obviously is being able to compete with friends. That's a huge thing, is just staying accountable. And then further from that, being able to look back on the month and be like, wow, how did I do? Did I go 4 days last week? Did I only do 3? Maybe 7? You can just really see how you're pacing over time because it can be easy to forget, what you've done. I mean, it's hard for me to even recall what I've had for lunch yesterday, let alone what I did in terms of working out. So that just makes it really easy to track your progress overall. Now, this is just what's worked for me. Take it or leave some of it. I'm not like a nutritionist or anything, but I'm obviously super passionate about fitness and I really love it. And I've tried to always go about it the right way and not cut corners. And really overall just want to live a healthy and full lifestyle. So I hope you found the video helpful. Please go ahead and give it a thumbs up to get it to more people just like you. And also subscribe to the channel. I do fitness, fashion videos and stuff like this, lifestyle all the time. And it'd be great to have you along for the ride. So with that said, I'll catch you on the next video.